Well, we lived all together in the basement for 3 months of our living room, den, and kitchen, and found out that we really don't need that much space to have a kitchen, and then we can do it in a laundry room, no problem.
No, that's not true. All kinds of problems. We knew when we bought the house. So we love the area. We love the neighborhood, and we always joke that we tolerated our home. With 3 kids, I did not have enough counter space to cook or do a lot. The kitchen was sort of, it just didn't work for our needs. And so we finally said enough was enough, and after, got through the majority of the pandemic, decided now is the time.
For us, we reached out to a number of different contractors, spoke with you guys originally, along with some other folks, and then learned that we needed to go through an architect for the work that we needed to have done. So we found someone in the neighborhood who had done similar homes. Architect did the plans for us, and then we reached back out to a few contractors, including McCann, and got prices from those contractors to do the work. But for a larger project like this, bringing an architect in was required, and a step that we didn't necessarily know we needed at first.
My favorite part about the project was the day I came home from work. So working outside the home, I got to kind of see the progress daily. It was November 7th, and I came home and my old kitchen was gone, which to me was like we were actually doing it, and I knew something better was coming. So I think having that out of the house really made it real, and here we go. And I just look forward to seeing the progress every day.
Honestly, cost and competency. To make it as brief as possible. With challenges right now, I know there's, especially when we started the project, there's a lot of folks doing work, but costs were extremely high. But also talking to you guys, there was a good value and competency. Talking to John and the staff there, we felt like we were getting someone who could do the work at a quality level.
We also, we had remodeled a kitchen in our previous home, and sort of managed all of the subcontractors. So brought in the electrician, brought in the plumber, brought in the person to do the drywall. And I had no interest in doing that again. So knowing that I was going to have one point of contact was really a benefit for us this time around. I think for the reason that we chose to go with McCann was for a few of the reasons that Court stated earlier. Just seemed very competent, and were very upfront, honest with us upfront. I had a couple things that were on my wish list, like raising our ceiling. So we were able to raise the ceiling about 6 to 8 inches, and initially, that was not something we were sure we were going to be able to do until it was opened up and we saw what the plumbing looked like and the support looked like. And I think that rather than promise it from the beginning, you guys were very clear about this. We'll do the best we can. This may be the reality, is that we aren't able to do it, and but we'll try. So I think it was just being honest and upfront from the beginning, and then. I'm also very process oriented, so there was a process for change orders, and there was a process for, recommendations on places to go to get. We recommend you get your cabinets here, and we recommend you get your other material, your countertops here. And so I think just having sort of that direction, so that I didn't have to go research 27 different cabinet folks, was also very helpful.
Well, I think it piggybacks on what Catherine just said. We showed up at a cabinet place, we showed up at a countertop place. We didn't know them from any other
Right.
places. But through the process, the material suppliers that were suggested, the subcontractors that were used, I mean, the work that McCann did was quality too, but just the whole package was a good collection of trades and suppliers. It wasn't, there wasn't one group that felt like we were getting shortchanged on any of the process.
I also just appreciated, like if I had any feedback, like, hey, I don't think this isn't quite right, or this isn't quite what I was envisioning. Like the ability to pivot was also really nice. I mean, I think we had HVAC wasn't where we thought it was, so we had to come up with a plan B there, and just talking through those and making sure that everyone was on board, and it was something that we were going to be able to live with, and ultimately left the decision with us was really nice as well. But it came with recommendations, which was always good, because sometimes it was deer in headlights, like not sure what that means, but if that's what we think the best option is, then sure, let's go with that.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that as folks come through, we actually haven't had anybody over yet, so that's on the list of things to do. But I know that folks will be happy to see it's a very drastic change from what we had to what we have now. So I'm sure your name will come up in lots of conversations. I think we have some other projects in mind, but we're going to take a little break and live in our house right now before we go through construction again for a couple months.